In the creative field, it's always great to be humble because you're not showing that you're cocky, arrogant, or someone who just thinks they're better than everyone else. But there is a phrase that I think serves two purposes, just helping you drive your quality higher and also just telling people that you are confident in what you can do. So this phrase is, I'm good, but I can always improve. Why this phrase is actually so important and why I thought it might be a great thing to say to someone is you are talking about your work being at a certain level. You're saying that you are acknowledging that you've put in the time, the effort, and also that you know that there are things about it that quote unquote make it good. You obviously can't say this when you're starting out, but when you've been doing it for a few years or even potentially a few months, and you have even some credentials behind you, like maybe awards or people paying you or something like that, it helps drive the fact in that people are respecting your work and they're willing to view it, they're willing to pay for it or willing to view it. Now, the second part of the sentence, where you say that there's always room for improvement, helps say that you are talking about that you're not at the highest peak level because no one actually ever reaches perfection. There's always room for going higher above what you can, in my opinion. And also, it just shows that you are being a little bit humble as well, because you're saying that, you aren't the best person. You are doing something is at a high level, but it's not something that's gonna be like arrogantly said. This phrase, in my opinion, is good because if you keep saying, oh, my work is okay, or, it's like, it's whatever, you're kind of like shrugging it off. Yeah, it comes off as humble, but I think at the same time, it really downplays what you can do. And I've done this for a lot of times where I've just let imposter syndrome get into my mind. I made a video on that actually. So if you want to hear a little bit more about that, then look at the video. It'll be in the description or on the iCard somewhere. But yeah, imposter syndrome is a real thing. And I personally think that if you're a little bit confident, maybe potentially a little bit cocky in a funny way, it comes off nicely. And it also shows that you aren't afraid to say things, you're not afraid to do things, which is helpful in the business world, in my opinion, because you take risks and you're able to like manage those risks as well. So this phrase kind of sounds a little face value, but with going deeper into it, it actually has a lot of implications. And I think it's worthwhile to say it when it makes sense to. Don't always say it because that just also comes off as very cocky, very like, full of yourself. But when you have the right time to say it, and especially if you're like presenting somewhere, it might be worthwhile to throw it in there every now and then. Those are just my opinions on this certain phrase being so good and why it might be something worth considering in your vocabulary wheelhouse. If you're networking, if you're doing different things, then definitely talk about it sometimes and definitely talk yourself up a little bit because we always put work into ourselves and work into what we are doing. So it's worthwhile to, gas yourself up a little bit. Just do it properly and many people respect you instead of people thinking that you're the worst person in the world to work with. Because trust me, with creative stuff, it's all about teams. Even if you're doing it yourself, you're probably gonna be working with someone at some point, or you're gonna be having people, interact with your stuff, which is technically a team thing. Like you're all watching this video now. And that's something where I cannot do it without all of you. You all are part of this team that we're building this channel together, that you're interacting, that you're doing everything. So it just goes even higher when you are using things like this in your vocabulary and in your like toolkit of stuff to network and do things. A little bit of a long-winded end there, but I just wanted to get that across. Now, if you want to see another cool video, be sure to look at this one over here or check out the channel right over here. If you want to hit me up on social media or ask any questions or even just suggest a topic, let me know in the comments or let me know on my Instagram somewhere on screen now. Thank you all so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.